Ahoy fellas, Frankie Day back again on YouTube. Today on YouTube I have another collection of builds of my past. Here's another all built, scratch built paper model made from paper. I built this about 8 years ago. And this is known as a flying step ladder as it was dubbed by the English. This is a Sopwith Triplane. Now this model was actually built for the plans by Paul Matt, Volume 1. His first Volume 1 publication of aircraft drawings, it features all of World War I aircraft. So there's a lot of World War aircraft in that publication that can be made in models. The scale of this is 1/24 scale, running a wingspan of about 14 inches, and it's all entirely scratch built. Only metal parts that's done on it is reinforcements of the cabin struts and interplane struts, and that's about it. The motor detail was done by using a series of discs, by using paper punches. I got a punch set that has different sizes of punches, so I'll be able to punch out disc on cardstock and assembled. And in a series of layers, it makes up for the engine cylinders. And the propeller was laminated by using different layers, laminations of cardstock. I assemblated the wing ribs on there by in the inside. I took a ruler and with a soft pencil. I went ahead and scored my ribs to the inside of the wings, and laying it over a soft mat, using a ruler again as a straight edge. I pressed using a ballpoint pen with no ink in it. I went ahead and made the wing ribs by making impressions with the ink pen, and they stand out pretty much low relief as wing ribs. So that's the trick right there, using put in detail to simulate wing ribs in this airplane. It's all done in dark green and has some kind of on the underside is done like a buff color. And no, not much about the Sopwith Triplane, folks. It was a very wonderful airplane. It flew very good. Pilots never had any problems flying it. The Fokker DR-1 triplane was a very, very difficult airplane to fly. Only two German aviators achieved the success of flying the DR-1 triplane, is Hermann Göring and Rick von Richthofen. They had a very tendency of nosing over, and they were not very forgivable aircraft to recover in case of aerobatic maneuvers during dogfights they had, and they lost control of the plane and tried to bring it back into control. But the flying step ladder, Sopwith Triplane here flew completely differently. So actually, there was no recovering or any out-of-flight procedures that this airplane done during the First World War, and they made quite a few of them. And how many is unknown certainly to my knowledge. But it was used all the way. It came out in 1915, and they were used up to the end of the First World War. A lot of them used as a surplus as barnstormers. This just came out of the box. It looks like I bent my landing gear strut right there. Thank God I put 4 wire inside there. I can straighten that out in a few minutes and be good as new. And you can tell the rotary engine turns right there. The propeller's all laminated, and the cylinder's made out of a bunch of discs using my punch set I have. It only has one Lewis machine gun on top of there. It's all it had for protection. All the rigging was done using 4 wire, and the landing gear, the wheels, the tires itself was done by using a series of cardboard discs turned on my lathe. And it's a beautiful looking airplane. It's first time it's been out of the box in 8 years. I must have put something on top of it. We kind of bent stuff around a little bit, though. Yeah, I didn't know that landing gear set was bad until I look at this video. But in a few minutes, you'll see me pick the airplane up. I'll straighten it out, be as good as new. So you can see the ribs, fellas. how well pronounced they are. The ribs on there and top of the wing. Like I say, when you build like a paper model like that, the same like these ribs is it's got to be done from the inside of the cardstock. You got to take a rule, make the rib locations. Like I said, use a pencil or a pen, don't matter, and trace out your ribs. Then over a soft pad like a mouse pad you use on a computer, you lay your cardstock over that, and with a straight edge ruler, take a pen and make your rib lines. And what it does, it'll push out that paper right there, simulating ring ribs. That's a trick I learned from my dad many years ago. And it still works today for me. It's quite favorable. So this is all paper model. The decals came out of the spare parts box. And no pilot, so I couldn't find a 1/24 scale pilot to put in there. Has full cockpit interior too, as well. And it's a beautiful looking airplane. A lot of them were shot down during the First World War, but they were used quite extensively throughout the First World War. There you go. That landing gear strut right there, folks, is becoming an eyesore to me, so I'm going to straighten out right now. So please excuse the plane a little bit. It's all straightened out now. It's okay now. I'll put it on the back while I'm in that mode, so you can take a look at the other side of it. See, as you can see, the bottom side is done the same way I did at the top. And it's all buff on the side, like a white yellow color that they used. And the landing gear, the cabin struts that hold the wings up, they're all done using Bristol board right there, and I stained them using a thinned down water-based paint. And the wings in the airplane was actually airbrushed using acrylic paints. That's the first time I used a water-based paint before, and they were quite reasonably well. But I'm quite partial to enamels only. Put her back on the carriage, fellas. That strut's not bent no more. Thank God for floor wire. It's a good airplane, fellas. I mean, this is the first time it's been out of the box in 7 or 8 years since I built this thing. And I got a lot more World War I aircraft. I got a Vickers Vimy coming up. I'll probably bring that in and show it tomorrow. And I got loads more coming up. So as long as you fellas out there enjoy them, I'll keep sharing with you. There's old Lord Ho-Ho right there. And give me the OK sign. And my stamp of approval. And zoom back in again and we'll finish up the video. It's a beautiful plane, guys. You know, I really enjoyed building this thing. And World War I aircraft always had a very beautiful romantic side to the modeler in mind. They were the beginning of aviation. They gained a lot of popularity. They make excellent conversation pieces too. So there's more triplanes out there, folks, than the Fokker DR1 triplane. So this is Sopwith's answer to Fokker. And like I said before, previously early in the video, these airplanes were very stable aircraft to fly compared to the DR1. DR1s, like I said, pretty much you gotta control them. I mean, you gotta let them know who's boss. If you don't, that airplane will take you to your death. These here are a pretty forgiving airplane to fly. I will say they're the pilot's best airplane, but they had no threats, no problems flying them. They made good use of what they had during the First World War. Not too many of them were used as barnstormers, though, but they had a few out there that they used. Probably more or less just to show you how they flew a demonstration aircraft, show you how they flew during the war. Okay, guys, right now this is about the end of the video right here, and so stay tuned for my ballistic submarine USS George Washington. I'll be posting that later on, so I just got to do some finishing touches on that, and it'll be updated on there. So tomorrow it'll be all finished, so I'll have a video of that, and there you go, fellas. And that'll be that. So please stay tuned for Robert Goslin's and Steve's group build coming up on the 1st of the year. Robert Goslin's got the D-Day build, so be up there, folks. And also Steve's got the carrier aircraft they're going. So stay tuned, and thanks very much for tuning in, guys. May God bless. Bye.